job sites.
So we're gonna call this September 11th, 2025, LaGrange County Tractor Union meeting to order. Have a roll call, please.
Alfredo?
Yeah.
Aaron? Here. And Zach?
Okay, the first one on the agenda is board meeting of non-triggered. Eaton Township, section 12, Township 36 North, range 86, zone 82, located at 8125 West, 407 feet. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our one lot minor plat. Not there. Let's see. This one, we're still waiting on impact comments. Yep. Impact comments.
Yeah, I sent the first time I sent him a copy on August the 1st. And I sent him another one. I copied you on last week. I still haven't got heard from.
So mine, that was my comment, was during the impact comments there.
I have, and Ronnie and I talked about all these.
Oh, okay.
No drainage ditch to the east, I said he did that. I saw you sent it, I just didn't look at it. I saw you sent it last night. We talked about the township on the monuments, the minutes call out. There's a 45 and a 35. And then the distance from the southwest corner of this plat to the northwest corner of the plat is south, just for reference. And if NDOT doesn't limit it, there should be one drive pull off.
Zach?
Ronnie, you know they're getting a driveway off 5, or they're gonna come in off the existing lot?
I'm sorry.
The people who own lot 3 own lot 1, right? Or is it gonna be new owners? I guess
No,
Vernon Bontrager owns this person's land right now or not?
yeah, but it's all been split up.
So he's not gonna own this new lot 1, Vernon's not gonna own that?
No.
Somebody will also.
Yeah, somebody else on the new lot one.
Their
Yeah,
only access right now is off 5.
right.
He's contacted in that a couple of times now. We're just waiting on a response from him.
There's a real busy section of road to try to pull out on. That's what I'm trying to regular bank there, right?
And Alfredo?
We already talked, so I said it for the record.
He's probably already made those adjustments. that you
Yeah.
asked for. I haven't looked at it either, so.
You get the 45 versus 35, you said?
Yeah, I made all those changes that Darren had on there.
So I'm looking for a motion to approve with.
I have one good question for Ron. So Ron, they own the center of the road, there's no highway right of way there?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. There's no highway right of way there. It's just, they own the center of the road, basically.
Yeah, right.
Any other questions? So I'm looking for a motion to approve with a condition we need to have in that comments on file. For the
Another motion.
recorded. Thank you.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Is the battery dead?
It's just terrible. Technical difficulties this morning.
That's all right.
Next I have is for one Tanya and Howard Yoder, we're in Van Buren Township, section 34, township 38 north, range 80 east, it's zone A2. It's located at 4625 north, 850 west, Shipshewana. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our one lot minor plat. And on the corner. I did not have any comments.
Limit one drive per lot.
Zach? No?
Oh. Are they, you know, the plan for the driveway off 850 or 450 there?
They're planning on coming off of 450.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
We're gonna see their site plan before we make a determination.
It's kind of busy travel road after the big hill, I think, down.
Yeah. Not the same, but we will see their site plan before. we make a
I
determination.
Got her comment. I talked to the owner and he prefers to come off of 450.
Alfredo?
I'm okay.
Any other questions or comments for Ronnie? So we're looking at to approve this plat.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You too.
We might be here a while.
Well, I don't have a representative. Anybody here for MJM?
No? Moving it to the end?
Yeah.
No search for the aside. So we're gonna move on to, for a site plan. Marion and Eleanor Miller, for Spring Township, Township 36 North, range 9 east, it's zone A2, located at 2465 west, 350 south LaGrange. Application is for proposed 56 by 100 proposed for harness shop with retail sales also. Here's our site plan. Any questions? So I had several comments on here. The setback is 110 feet from the pavement. ADA parking and retail stores. Determined by research label length of pitching rail. Show truck turning radius with ADA in front of the retail space. How are deliveries received? Landscaping plan for ordinance. Address is 2405 west, 350 south. That'd be a second address on there. Add water and septic lines, dimension retention pond on the site plan, label land use of adjoiners and benchmarks.
My turn.
Yep.
From my requirements, I have 2, 5, 6. There is a driveway culvert under the new driveway. I have it on my driveway permit and 10. Note the house and barn are under construction, it's not fully built. Will require a commercial driveway permit now. The parcel dimensions are not noted. Benchmarks are far from the site. What is happening to the joiners? Is the septic in yet, or is it still proposed? Building dimensions, and then driveway was pulled this year, and I was pulled several years, turned into 5 months.
Zach,
Rob, what's the nature of this business? It says County Lane, Country Lane Enterprises, what's that all entail? Enterprises, what's it all entail, this business?
Small harness parts he assembles, he gets leather in and cuts, the harness components, some of the stuff he just purchases but all the metal like the rings and bridle components he
Yeah,
assembles and,
Does it have water in the building at all?
yeah, there will be water in the building.
Bathroom?
At this point, no.
No?
It's gonna plumb. He is gonna plumb for it. But as of right now, we're working with the state, the health department down at the state, and we have the requirements for it. Everything's set in place, but at this point, he hasn't pulled the permit yet.
If you're, perhaps since you're gonna plumb it, even if you're not using plumbing, you might wanna show the site plan, have
If-
ready to go to put your septic in, and everything, like, and have the septic shown on here, of where you're gonna locate the septic facility, because it's a 56 by 100 shop, that you're gonna have people coming out, gonna be working in there, it's gonna have a bathroom or a break room, or so to wash your hands, or wash stuff off.
He does propose to have a bathroom back by his office, a toilet and a sink, and I can add that to it. He's gonna stub it out to the east side of the building and then leave it.
You know, it's down here with the accordance with the well radius and everything else, and the pension funds, it's nice to know what the plan's gonna be.
Okay.
And then Robbie mentioned those, I had. And then. No, that's not, go ahead.
No, it's
You don't know?
It's same stuff Robbie said, I don't say that.
Oh, okay. So, the GR for the septic system for the existing house is missing. The septic system for the new house need to be now, because that was installed a couple of weeks ago, so we need to update the septic system for the new house as was installed. Because that is not the way it was installed. And the well is not there, was moved to the west. So we need to upgrade the well location and we need to upgrade the septic system for the new house. And like Zach mentioned, we need to determine according to the Indiana Department of Health, how you want to proceed with the septic system for the business.
Right. Okay.
do you have any questions on?
Is that the septic system that you went out and approved, the house is complete and approved?
Yeah.
Is that located as shown on the final then out into the east, out into the west?
The new way the septic system was put in and the new location on the west. That's not the location on the west. The well is already there and it's not to the west of the building.
West of the building, but the septic location is correct.
Septic is in the south side, it's different.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have any questions?
And there were, and again, apologize, there on this project and the next project got caught up. I was working on the state CDR requirements. A lot. I got caught up late in the game on this as far as bringing it in representing. So I think a lot of those questions are mostly addressed now on these two sheets, which you probably didn't get until, yeah. And I'll leave these here with you. What's up on the board are what I have here. And most of the concerns I believe are met or addressed. And that's what I'd like to go through those and make sure, like Robbie, your list there, the parking, I think that was one of them. We rearrange that and get it outside the traffic turnaround area.
Building setback.
The setback, I think we would change that back to the 110 off the edge of the road. I believe that's what what was one of them? The water supply is coming from the house. It would be proposed to come from the house. I'll have to address the septic then, show that proposed area to the east. I think there was something on the hitching rail there. We do have proposed a 20-foot hitching rail there in front of the barn. I think I corrected the address in the title block. 2405 West. Stormwater plan with the proposed retention area over there to the east, 50 by 100 to accommodate the hard surface and driveway area. And I did the lot coverage. I think I added that up there. That was not on there previously.
That driveway's big enough for a semi turnaround and all.
Tight.
So
why not shift the
if
road
you
over?
have a lot of space here, if you could make it so,
Put-
you make it so the owners can have, not the semi drivers like foot, I mean, make it so it's conducive, you got
Yeah.
plenty of room, even under 20 feet if you have to. I mean, if you're parking and you're semi turnaround, you don't, it's like you're going to cram, like you're in town here, you have to give up a little more.
Right.
You know, 20, 30 feet is not a big deal if you have more space. Talk to landowners and make sure that they can get adequate
Mhm.
delivery turnaround, because a lot of these deliveries are coming like a small semi, like a single axle semi,
Yeah.
they're coming in now, so you just want to have room for the pull in, turn around and right back out, so
Yeah.
it's quick and easy for.
Right now, most of the stuff is coming in on FedEx and
Yeah,
smaller trucks
Once
like
in a
that.
while, they'll start to do.
And they're
you
Truck
can't
and
choose what
trailer.
Trucks come in and deliver, you can't say bring them, so FedEx will put it on whatever truck they got, enough for a small semi, they'll put on semi, they'll do whatever's more conducive for them. So
Mhm.
you need to be prepared to take whatever they're gonna send it in with, you know what I mean?
Right.
Any other comments or questions? So this goes to the plan commission for final approval.
So you have to give a recommendation or no?
It just goes there,
Yeah, this goes. to
if
final.
Rob not gonna fix, he'll get, I mean, one of those guys will ask him all kinds of questions that, I mean, they don't get passed and they'll be a month behind, so.
And then move on to. Moving on to action. And four, Township 36 North, and Town East, located at 2070 South 374 warehouse addition. 40 by 54 store addition, entrance, and a porch to an existing business. There's our site plan. On this one, and then similar comments, add dimensions to edge of pavements, landscaping for ordinance, label the use of the building, show delivery turning template, label the joiners, stormwater calculation, dimension retention pond.
From my requirements, 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10. The additional driveway to the south, when was it approved? If proposed, is it 150 feet from existing? Parcel dimensions, adjoiners, building dimensions, it appears G and H are mislabeled. Deliveries, turnaround, is lot coverage percent additional to existing, or is it existing?
I meant this in my Rob, but I had a question on the, behind the building, looks like there's another building right now, do you know what that is?
Whereabouts?
To the west of the building is now. Where's the aerial? There's a building behind.
Yeah, building, it's a storage shed.
Is that On the site.
It's on the current one.
Okay.
I'll put the one on the screen, the one that I have here. I don't know what, I'm not sure which one you,
The one that
you,
handed in.
yeah, it probably is not, no.
The ones that you turn in, because we.
Okay,
we
I,
give them
yep.
to 'em when they come in,
So when they hand it the first time, it helps, so it has any questions.
I just turned this in the other day.
Well, this one, this is the original that it turned in.
The originals, what we saw.
Just for future, the one they handed the other day, that's what we'd like to have first, closest, I mean, you're not gonna have everything, but
Un-
closer to, at least the buildings that are there on here, so you're not confused, like, what's happening to that building and then what's going on, I guess.
Understand, like I said,
Yeah.
late in the game, getting to come here.
I'm sorry, what's the-
Yeah, site thing.
But it is to answer your question, it's been there a few years. It's an 18 by, or a 12 by 20, I believe, 12 by 20 storage shed.
We always stand at the counter and go through the checklist.
I know that.
Back in the original when the project began, we got approval to allow them to do the business here on the property. It was proposed to put that south drive in. They had over the year determined they don't want that. It works fine with the one drive, and we'd like to keep it at the one drive. So we're proposing to, with this new addition, the plan would be to maybe increase the width of it 4 feet. I think right now it's like a 20 or 21 foot drive. I'd like to propose it to go to 25 feet wide.
It looks like receiving is right in line with the driveway. So how are you proposing that trucks are not going to back off the road?
Again, since the induction of the project since they've been in business, for, what is it, 4 years, 5 years now, it's always been either a van delivery or a FedEx truck delivery. They don't get semis.
Now they're-
And they come in and unload it right there at the end, and they go in the the north door. There's an overhead door that goes into the warehouse, and that would be the proposed to go up they don't drive up into that 12-foot limestone area.
Okay, I might have more questions when I review this one. Let's put that in.
Oh, great. Any other comments or concerns for Rob?
This is, what they do here, Rob, Enterprises again, or Enterprise, what's Shady Lane Enterprise do, mostly for business?
What they do,
Yeah, what do they sell, what are they selling, or what are they doing, I guess they're.
miscellaneous, there's fabric in there. A lot of it's fabric, sewing stuff, miscellaneous smalls, household goods. I'm going to say, I was in there a couple times. I'm going to say probably 90% of it is 90 to 100% of it's women shoppers. It's women's supplies, sewing materials, sewing supplies. But they do have, some household goods.
And they're operating right now, they're just wanting to expand.
Yeah, just
You understand what
they're adding, I think right now they have, it's about an 1,800 square foot building. They're looking to add about 1,200 square foot of retail space.
You do understand what Karen's talking about, as this place gets bigger and busier, and they get more deliveries. We just want the delivery trucks, whether it be truck, van, or small semi, they'll come in, maneuver without causing an issue for the people that are there and or trying to back off the road, because we want a good place to turn around, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When you line up the receiving dock with the driveway, it seems like the semi driver's like, I'll just back off the road, 'cause it's easier than trying to maneuver within the property. So we try to make it the site plan conducive that the semi driver is enticed to pull in and back up to whatever spot it is. And however you orient the site plan to do that, we want to make sure that's possible because we don't want semis parked backing off the road to these
Right.
small businesses. And it happens pretty regularly, so we try to make the site plan not conducive to backing it off the road. It's dangerous, it's frustrating, and it's something that should be done internally on the site plan versus externally on a county road right away that we all share. Nothing
Right.
makes me more mad than approving a site plan, seeing somebody's parked on the road, they're unloading off the road, or backing off, I got to slam on my brakes because this, they don't have a place to turn around or conducive spot to maneuver internally. Part of the responsibility of having this business is to have internal maneuvers for the delivery trucks, not maneuvers that be done on the county road right away.
Right.
So,
I could propose maybe going to the north more, but they'd have to clear out 30, 40 trees, which I don't know if they're gonna wanna do.
that already,
Why can't they do the south? Where the existing building is?
you can orient your building. I don't care how they gotta do it. You need to orient your building and the site plan to fit deliveries. We can do so. We just can't slap stuff anywhere and push it out to the road where we have maneuvers out in the road. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this needs to fit the owner, but I don't care what they do internally. Once somebody pulls off the delivery truck, they can maneuver, go around the building, circles, I don't care. We gotta make sure that's not conducive for a driver to wanna back off the road into the drive. We're gonna need a lot of space built around the turtles.
Mhm.
How are we gonna do that?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will see the update.
Yeah, we'll get you the
I
update.
may, I'll have to.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one on our agenda. Application is for a proposed one lot minor plat.
Good morning.
So let's see, I asked where is the front setback measured from, edge of pavement? Question, is this the second split off parent parcel? Any more plans? This is the second split. Those are my two comments, Karen.
Mine is limit one drive per lot.
We have ordinance on that rebar and concrete, Clayton,
Oh, get it right for them.
it would be the northwest corner against Platinum.
The number 4 rebar.
Yeah, do you have coordinates or what that?
We can, I mean, we have them. We can definitely get them added to the drawing if you'd like.
Just send her off as a type sheet.
Okay.
You don't have to add to the drawing necessarily.
Okay.
We just wanna make sure if you're calling from out there, we go to monuments, not put on Jeff or using the same point.
Right.
It sounds simple, but believe it or not, you got these corners and you, I think, oh, it's under number 4 rebar. Oh, well, yours guys is over 4 foot over this way. Oh, it's over that way. So if you guys are calling out, we'd like to know what exactly, where exactly that is.
Yeah. I'll add to that. 1, yes, we can definitely get it to you. And 2, you'll notice that Scott has started adding the point numbers for his monuments to the drawings. So anytime you would need points from our office, you're welcome to reach out.
Does Scott do this or do you do this one right here? I thought Scott's were hand drawn.
I mean, every survey we do is Scott's survey. Sometimes he draws them by hand. Sometimes he has the drafter do it, but yeah.
I know Scott does it himself. He doesn't use the software, does he?
Not if he can help it.
He is trained. Maybe.
Do you have any other comments, Zach?
No.
Alfredo, have you had any?
To address the other questions then, I'll just say it at the beginning for your sake, Robbie. As far as I know, every one of these drawings were created before we realized that setbacks were off of the edge of pavement. So we'll make sure that these are all updated, and then moving forward, I think we're just gonna standardize A2 zoning 70 feet from the property line to try to save confusion. Unless the road is just way different from the property line, obviously. So. And then speaking to the split offs, I believe that, yes, this is the second split off. So my understanding of your comment is that, well, what would you like to see?
Well, if they're planning to keep continually to split them off, we should see it all at once.
Mm,
Instead of a plat this month, plat next month, plat following month, or 3
Okay.
months from now, have a second one. It's
Sure.
just that, it's just planning. If they do it, then they can do
Right.
them all at once.
hmm
So you can have a 3-lot plat instead of a 1-lot plat and have to come back later for. another
Okay.
lot. That's all.
Sure, yeah, and I do not know the thought process there, but yeah, it's definitely a conversation we can have with the landowners. But yeah, as far as Scott was aware, there are no additional divisions planned at this time. Not to say they won't be planned at a later time.
Yeah.
All right, was there anything else on this one? I think, Theron, for yours, there is a note. We tried to standardize the note on each plat, 1 drive per lot on county road only. So, yeah,
There's only enough room for one in there.
sure. Yeah, it's a narrower one.
I'm sorry, I misspoke, I missed my writing here. We have that monument you talked about up there, rebar and concrete, we have this Harrison, but it's not a Harrison, it's a rebar and concrete that you guys found. That's what I was confused about.
Okay,
If you have a Harrison there, make sure that we're using the same one.
right.
And maybe we maybe have mislabeled an inventory, or maybe you guys had no survey views, or maybe you guys actually dug up and it actually is rebar and concrete. I just wanted to pin down, to make sure that's the same point that we have on record, or maybe our records are wrong with what it is.
Right, okay,
That makes sense?
absolutely. So, to clarify, would you like the coordinates of Scott's point, or would you like Scott to go back out and verify that there's not a Harrison marker there?
I think somebody needs to go out and verify what's there.
Sure,
If it's a Harrison monument, we need to change it, says Harrison monument, like you do the ones, or if it's actually rebar concrete, we need to change our records, so.
right,
I'm not sure what it is actually now, because you're saying this, I'm saying it's that. I rec put this in, and maybe somebody put it in as a Harrison monument, it should have been a hop rebar and concrete, because there's a lot of hop rebar and concrete stuff there.
I
So
see.
it very well could be a hop monument
Okay,
that
gotcha.
we labeled, that we mislabeled, or
Yeah.
it may not be. I'm not sure if he dug it up or on the surface or what.
Okay, we can look into that.
So do you want to make a motion to?
Well, I'll make a motion, I approve it pending the verification of what that monument is, because I want the map goes back to there, or, and make sure it's the right one. So we're not using the barber here.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Then move on to the next one. David and Susan Mass, in Poston Township, section 11, Township 36 North, 39 East. Home AC is located at 3375 South, 150 West LaGrange. Application is for proposed 2-lot minor plat. Here's a 2-lot minor plat. Subdividing lot. So my comment that I made was standard, you said you were gonna check these and have them fixed. The right-of-way acceptance block is missing.
Okay,
Those are my comments, Karen.
I see your east of the drive now, after the fact. And then I question, with y'all being out there, should a joint driveway be considered for this group?
yeah, I talked to Scott about that too, with the comments. Possibly. I think that my personal opinion, and I think what his intentions were to go back out with a more critical eye to the ideal placement for driveways and try to make sure the plat reflects that. Just, yeah, I'm not sure that the visibility out there is the greatest, so but I haven't been out there either. So I'm going off of what he told me.
So that'll,
Yeah, so we will definitely consider what would be maybe a better situation.
And
Yeah,
just quick
A question for you, Theron.
Would you just show that on the plat then, where the best area is for the driveway?
What I was gonna ask Theron is if the landowner wants to keep separate drives, is that a problem? Like, does that make sense?
no, I'm just asking you to consider.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not a requirement.
Okay.
I just know that road's busy.
Yeah.
People drive crazy and
Right,
there's a lot of
There's a lot of driveways all down through there.
Sure.
driveways and bicycle traffic.
absolutely. Yeah,
walking.
it's a busy little strip
It's
there.
not a safe road.
I would guess to answer Robbie's question, that if they do decide to do a combined driveway, we would probably add an easement for that. And then have a note that says lots to access county road by easement only or something to that effect. So,
Either way.
okay,
But it is limit them to one road.
right.
On your vicinity map, Clayton, I think you meant County Road 200 west, on the west road down there, 200 south. And then, same thing here on that, you guys call it a rebar and concrete on that northwest corner, we have a Harrison on record. It could be one of the top money, yeah, number 5 rebar and concrete. Yeah, that was the same thing, yeah. You see that there?
I do. Sorry, I was writing and listening at the same time. My brain's not always the best at multitasking. So,
Point eight
I
four
got,
five.
yeah, the northwest corner is what you're talking about. So,
We have a
double
Harrison
check.
on record on our books. And
Yeah.
caught a number 5 rebar, which same thing as last time. Somebody's records are wrong or somebody's got records in the right point, I guess. So make sure we're using the same point and maybe change your record or change your wording on the plat, depending on what it is.
and then what was the previous thing that you had said?
But 200 south on the vicinity map, should be 200 west, I believe.
Gotcha.
And this afternoon, I might dig up those 2 spots, and I can let you know. I want to verify that they're Harrison's, right? You know, they can do all work, but.
Okay.
I don't know, just change it. Make sure we use the same point.
I mean, generally speaking, Scott's notes are pretty accurate on those types of things, but I'll reconfirm with him. Usually he can be like, oh yeah, I remember because I went and I dug it there and it was up to this thing and blah, blah, blah. So we'll see.
50/50 on our save writer system too. That's it.
Okay.
You're good? Someone like to make a motion?
And then
Oh, sorry, second.
So a motion that we need to have the Harrison or rebar clarified. Yeah. Correct the vicinity map, right of way acceptance block needs to be added.
Ditto, we ditto that with our motion. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're on to David and Ruth Bontrager, Newberry Township, section 6, Township 37 North, range 80 east, zone 2, located at 11115 west, 300 north, Swiftwater. Application is for proposed one lot owner. These are proposed one lot owner plat. I asked why drive wasn't included in the easement, whereas the plat setback. We need to list discussed on the plat. Those are my comments. Hearing.
You noted the one director lot, I see. Show the driveway at least a bit off the roadway, and is it the 10 foot off the property line? That's required.
Is this house existing?
Under construction.
The building, the gravel pit?
Yep.
And then. Okay. And this- what's going on up there? So they're, in this case, Robbie, they built the house and they're cutting off the house, correct?
Correct.
There's probably a second house on the, parcel when they pulled it from there.
There was a second house on there. Nothing else?
I'll show the driveway.
So regards to the driveway, I don't know that there is an easement, but I'll double check on that. Right now, the driveway is just a construction drive. It's just a blob of like the number 2 stones. So it's not been,
They got a permit for that. That's
Sure.
the driveway, supposedly. for the
I guess-
Structure, that's how it was permitted.
okay. Scott's only thought was to maybe wait until they've put in the final drive before we add it, but we can show it either way. As far as what's out there, and we will definitely add a note about the driveway needing to be 10 feet off, as well as, inform the landowner. Would that have been on the driveway permit too?
It's a requirement, under the requirements, it probably would not have been on the permit, seeing as
There's no property line next to it.
they have the whole.
Oh,
property.
sure. Okay. That's a good point.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, because we permitted it as that is their
Yeah.
driveway to their home.
Okay,
That's how it was permitted. And so I think the drive needs to be included in the plat.
sure. Yeah, okay.
Any other comments or concerns?
So then we just figure out the driveway.
Okay, just the driveway.
So motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So we're gonna move on to the site plan. So for Marion Petershine, High Point Design in Bloomfield Township, section 20, township 37 north and 10 east, it's on page 2.
Nope.
Nope, it's on I-10.
Yep.
Located north.
Yeah, I1.
I-1. Located north on 1485 East US 20. LaGrange, application is for proposed 120 by 120 solution shop for
Yeah, the dimensions are off too.
Custom cabinetry and woodworking, sorry.
I think just for your notes, the descriptions for the Petersheim and the David Miller are like swapped. Maybe the buildings are different. So the use is correct, but the dimensions are off or are swapped. Does that make sense? So High Point Design is custom cabinetry, but the building dimensions are the 80 by 150
On our
80.
PowerPoint is what you're telling us.
it's on here. It's on the agenda.
It's the one in my.
I'll just sign it up here, just for when it goes.
No, we're good, thanks.
Minor detail. Sorry, proceed.
Sorry, proceed, there you go. So here's our parcel. So I had a lot of comments on this one, signage for site ordinance, show existing 30-foot drainage easement along US 20. Who does the drainage easement benefit? It was a question I asked. So I made a comment about all off-street parking areas, driveways and access drives are supposed to be surfaced with asphalt or concrete and was specifically approved by the plan commission, so that's gonna have to be something specifically asked for at the plan commission meeting.
Okay.
Because right now it shows as gravel.
Is that a nature of the I-1 zoning?
Correct, per ordinance, page 126.
Yeah.
Ordinance.
Mhm.
Hard surface in phases, I asked about, if we have a phase timeline. And then comment letter from the town for utilities and plan approval. We have the elevations of the building now, proposed traffic pattern. Show pattern and turning templates, dimension, detention area. Open line. There.
I asked about signage on 25 North. Is there going to be any, and it's so rare. I don't know, this parcel's drive is obviously the other person, but
Correct.
you could still have a sign on their own place. So, Matthew. And then I also asked about the water and sewer today. And then I have a lot more questions together, which are kind of all together.
Yeah.
That,
You're gonna get access, on county road and state road, like, is there gonna be any barriers that keep cars from just using it as a cut-through road? You know, I mean, obviously, you're supposed to use for the businesses, to access the businesses, but keep people just from driving, cut through there just to get through. What's the thoughts on that?
Okay.
Makes sense? Or just anytime, just I'm gonna drive through here. I mean, it's not a county road, but it's a through driveway from a state road to a county road. And obviously it's meant for business deliveries and customers, well, keeps people just using it as a cut through, just to cut through there. That's my question.
Gravel.
I don't know,
I'm being a little bit
problems in the
sarcastic.
landowners, they see people start driving out
Yeah.
there to cut through and give them with the dust.
Right.
And kind of their own address, I just didn't know if any concerns about getting through there with local traffic just using the through road, you know?
Okay.
Just, I don't know what the intentions are, but sometimes you just start driving through there. So I'll just go through here, miss the road, let's go through here around, you know? And then,
no, both sides of this are highly developed. I would look at that as a cut through road.
Unless you really know that it's there, I don't think you can see the other drive from the one drive, if that makes sense, particularly off of 20. Gotta watch them.
Throwing it out there.
and then the only other little big concern we have is quite a big drainage point here, it's a lot of development. We're taking the flow and concentrating this whole site down to your outlet site there of the 8-inch pipe, which I know you're reducing your water, but you are concentrating it to that one spot and then putting it out at the property line. So every time it rains, even a 1/4 inch, the water discharging pretty much on the neighbor. Has the neighbor agreed to anything about taking the water in that concentrated flow, even though it's less water, and it's not coming across the ground naturally, you are concentrating it out of a pipe and then daylighting out onto their property.
Yeah, so obviously Scott could talk a lot more to that, but he did kind of give me the lowdown on kind of his concept with his stormwater design here, which basically is right now most of the site flows onto the neighbor, and a lot of that is now being directed into our detention areas with a very minimized amount of outlet, as well as you'll see on the outlet number 1 note, it says into rain garden. So the concept there was rather, because originally Scott was thinking like maybe like a splash pad to return it to a flat flow. But then the rain garden, I think, makes even more sense to where you would actually berm up around it. And then the water, if it flows over, has to flow over the edge of the rain garden. And if it's just low flows, it can just sit in there and be kind of a wetland area. So we are preventing water from leaving the site way more than it is now, I guess is my point with that.
The difference is though, water that's on the ground here would infiltrate more. Now it rains, it's hitting hard surface and direct right to this point, even a quarter-inch rain or half-inch rain, they'll be getting out more water than, even though it's less on your bigger rain event, it'll be more instantaneously because it's piped directly to there.
Okay.
Versus falling on a cornfield or hayfield where most of it absorbs in the night time period.
Mhm.
Right now it's just turning right to it. I just wouldn't mind having the neighbor at least agree that there'll be water coming onto it if it rains a quarter-inch to a certain degree. Obviously, big rain events is gonna be a better situation. Low rain events, not any, it can be much a little worse than it is now. On a quarter-inch rain or a half-inch rain. That makes sense. What's the closest property line? I wouldn't be as concerned, but it'll be. I'll probably get a call from somebody at some point. You know, like, hey, this water when it rains can run over the property. And I'm like, oh yeah, I approved the drainage plan. Yeah, sorry. If you had a written agreement from the neighbor, I think what's the neighbor's name to the east?
MGM.
Improvement.
Yeah.
Or if he could just sign something saying, hey, I'm okay with this,
Mhm.
then I won't be quite as concerned, I guess.
Okay.
But when it rains and he's like, this pipe was never here, we never got this water.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, I guess you're right, when it used to absorb in the ground. I agree if you plate under a 3-inch rain event, it's gonna be a much better situation. I'm talking about the half-inch rain when it's constantly running every time it rains because it's piped pretty much directly to that point with the plan, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, I will add, there are actually 2 drainage easements at the north and south end. So if we needed to, we could pipe it to the easement and do the same thing. But this was the most logical location for that. And yeah, I mean, Scott did take that into consideration and already has proposed measures to minimize the amount of like potential issues with flooding or erosion. I'll definitely bring it up to him again, see if he has additional comment for you. But yeah, that being said, I think that it meets the design requirements for this type of a system too.
Well, I
So
understand, it's just the
yeah.
outlet pipe. I agree with anything but directing everything into that, right to the property line, even though you have reduced down, the pipes are directly, it's not like it's daylighting out into this detention pond where it has some time to absorb or low rate events and daylight out this one where it absorbs in. It's basically a direct pipe to that spot from the top. From the top clear to the northwest clear to that point, it's a direct pipeline. It's like your daylight detention pond, it can absorb it a little bit. To reduce that, basically, it's a direct pipe right to the property line.
I hear
on the
you.
developed site.
Mhm.
Even though you're got storage, but point of concentration of flow will be a lot quicker and it continues under a small rate event than what it is now.
He does have that sloped at 0.001 feet per foot, which is really flat too. So that slows it down as well. All right, I will let him know.
Just- Even if you get the neighbor to sign off on something, then I can't, it's a phone call, hey, you agreed to that, not me.
Yeah, I hear you. Was that all you had, Zach? Sorry, I didn't want to
Yeah,
cut you
just
off.
that,
Okay.
that work discharges on the neighbor. I know it's
Yeah.
the best spot, but as long as the neighbor's knowingly of that, maybe he can
Mm-hmm.
even put something in his, I think he's kind of doing some work on his own property. If he knows that's the case, then he can always run a pipe up there to catch some of that top water too.
Mm-hmm.
Versus flowing across his parking lot or, I'm not sure where exactly.
Yeah.
What he has there. If it's just the grass area you don't care about, no big deal.
Right.
But-
Okay. Yep. All right, for the signs, we do have notes on both buildings that there would be a wall-mounted sign. So I think that meets the ordinance requirements. And there is a smaller traffic flow sign on lot 1 for David's property that kind of indicates to customers where to go for which property. Although honestly, I would say for most deliveries and heavier vehicles, they will be coming off of the state road, the access onto the county road, is more for the benefit of employees and slower moving vehicles to not have to come on the state road. So, and then, yeah, I guess the layer didn't get turned back on for that easement, Robbie, so we can definitely add that back on. Okay, hard surfacing. We haven't talked with David and Marion yet, because honestly, that piece of the ordinance slipped past us. So I don't think anybody was prepared for hard surfacing all of that driveway. So there's gonna have to be some discussions on that, and I think it will probably be a request to the plan commission that it not be hard surfaced, at least not for some time. So thank you for bringing that to our attention, and we will definitely take that into consideration. I thought that the town letter had already gotten forwarded.
It's now.
Okay, good. And then same for elevations of the building. Pretty sure we turned that in. Okay. Traffic pattern. What all would you like to see for the traffic pattern?
I guess just a traffic pattern. I mean, it's
Sure.
just- I don't know
Okay.
where we have deliveries, where they're coming in, how they're maneuvering. Just go
Yeah.
around the building.
I can
don't
explain
know.
it to you and then you can add. So for this building, one, they can circulate around the building as needed. There is also sufficient room between the edge of gravel and the building up here, starting from here to here, for somebody to turn around.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, so we could definitely show that. So they have multiple options, I guess is my answer.
Is that approved, right?
Yes. They got approved the driveway.
And then, yeah, we can add some dimensions to the detention area. Yeah, I think that's all the comments.
I'll put it on him.
He's out of this one. He doesn't have to worry about it. Someone else's situation.
So this goes to the plan commission then. Any questions, before that, let us know.
Okay.
Like, for some reason, the planning commission is requiring hard service plan for at least the phase. You guys know how it affects your retention capacity?
Okay.
Have enough capacity for those improvements over the phases that the planning commission decides they want hard service phased in over a certain period of time.
Is that a-
Take into account on this drainage plan,
Oh, okay. So you're asking about the drainage plan.
if right now you're
If the
talking
hard
about stone.
surfacing is, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, if it goes to.
So what
a
Scott,
pavement of hard surface.
Yeah.
Runs up quite a bit more water.
Mhm.
You guys, pipes and detention
Right.
sized accordingly, if it's all hard surface.
Right.
potentially Someday.
right. The answer is yes. Scott designed the stormwater infrastructure and storage for basically maximum coverage.
We're gonna move on to the next one. Into the other side, yeah, so it's David Miller and Cecilia Baker. We're in Bloomfield Township, section 20, township rate 7 north, Prince County, subdivision R1. Located north of 1485 East, US 20 LaGrange, application is to propose. What size building is this one? 120 by 120?
This one is, yeah.
For aluminum shipping, tractor manufacturing, and aluminum polywood bridge house.
Yep.
Here's our site plan. So we have the comment letter from the town now. Again, the hard surface, page 126 of the ordinance. Elevations of the building, if they received that. Signage is, my statement is just signage for the sign ordinance.
Mhm.
Show traffic pattern and turning templates. Proposed motor room is next to the subdivision. And it seems to be good planning when we know that there's a subdivision going in right next door to place a motor room right beside it. No comments? variance?
I have, for my requirements, 8 and 9.
Do you remember what those are? I can look them up later.
I
but-
bring it, okay.
Okay.
Traffic to the outside of the right of way on that parcel, which it looks like an.
Yeah.
But then also the semi-loading dock is fairly in line. It's offset enough, but. it's really-
Yeah. Yeah, it was as not in line as we could get it with this placement of everything, because that's the ideal location for the driveway and there's a lot of room in front of the building for semis to turn around. So I would certainly think that it would be in their better interest not to stop at a curve on a road than to just pull into the property. But yeah,
And then, should there be trees planted in the drainage right of way? Because of roots, if they ever use it as drainage. Not that it's a bad idea, just drainage, attention. And then also the visibility within the ingress egress, mainly right there where a truck could be coming out and someone might be coming from the staging area. And then there being trees and nobody can see each other. Does that make sense?
you're talking about.
Up in here.
Yeah. We don't have trees yet. We don't have an internal collision. Not that trees are bad thing. Buffering for the major subdivision to the west. Any plans? Yeah, is it trees? I think it's trees on
Yeah, we don't have a good label on that, but that whole western property line is all wooded.
I use that.
Yeah, it's hatched, but it's not labeled, so we need to label.
I mean, they'll probably remove their side, but you keep your side.
Yeah.
Obviously buffering. And then any buffering for the residential in the southwest corner. And then why is the proposed office going into the staging area? Would you have loading and unloading in the staging area?
So the 30 feet between the buildings is for vehicles to come in and out. And then the staging area, I believe, is actually going to have like security fence around it. So that would be the entrance points. Initially, the office building won't be there, but once it is there, all staging area will be south of that. And the office building is kind of protecting the staging area a little bit for any of like the inventory or whatever that may be stored in there. Yeah, it's intentional.
You don't incorporate the office building as a connected building to the steel frame building?
I think that's more for fire code reasons, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. It just seemed odd, so I wanted to
Sure.
bring it up.
Yeah. Well, I will say now, for whatever it's worth, that these guys have put a lot of thought into this. But we'll do our best to explain the reasons.
No, that's fine. We're just a couple more months.
Absolutely. No, I'm not. I never presume we've thought of everything, because my motto is there's always one more thing.
That was it for me.
Okay.
This one had more questions.
Yeah. All right. So is that everybody for the moment? I'll start back at the top here.
Real quick, Clayton.
Yeah.
So since both these sites are kind of sharing the same drain line,
Mm.
does he have any rights to go maintain on their side of this property line since it crosses over into Marion's then goes on down the line? Is there kind of agreement between the two properties since they're kind of Marion's it's no big deal because this is down on his own property, they like on the neighbors, they don't worry about his where they charge, but for this western landowner, as he comes across and if something breaks down there, he's clogged. And he's like, well, I got the right to go over there and fix that, or agreement to maintain this drain line system as it may need maintained, whether it needs clogged for rocks or get roots in it or something, or break down, you know what I mean, or some crushes in. The boring company pours a gas line through it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So two thoughts on that. One, there is a drainage easement that runs down the property line between the two lots.
There's nothing on the proposed tile line for maintenance purposes.
So yeah, my point was that he can at least control to the next manhole over. There is also technically a drainage easement along the north and south property lines. So my point with all of that is they do have options, right? But to more specifically address your question, while I would say it is in the eastern landowner's interest to make sure that his tile lines are kept open, if the lot to the west, if the outlet goes away, they can still meet drainage requirements if the water has to just stay on their side. Does that make sense? So it's designed to have an outlet because that's ideal. But if the outlet goes away, there is sufficient storage and emergency overspill to still meet drainage requirements for the site. All that being said, if the guys want to come together and put a drainage easement, they can definitely add that. I guess my only point was that this was intentionally designed to where the outlet is nice, but it's not necessary because these two lots really don't have an outlet. Like there's nowhere for the water to go if they can't manage it on site. So
It's just, you're going, this is down the road, but man, it runs to a problem. Sometimes like even when obviously on hard surface, we have stone over these inlets.
mhm.
They get filled full of stone, the stone works way down the system.
Sure.
Marion's like, hey, you're
Yeah.
plugging my pipe while your limestone's on thing. You
Yeah.
protect the streets. No, it's your problem, it's your property.
Mhm.
I'm saying years to come, you get issues
Right.
by sharing the
Right.
drain line. It's not a regulated drain because then
Sure.
you're gonna call me and say, hey, Zach, I don't know, you guys figure it
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
It's just something between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's like, not a maintenance agreement, just say an agreement between, since they're sharing the same drain line, basically.
Mhm.
Of like, how are they gonna maintain it? It's like a shared drive, you know?
Yeah.
Who maintains it, who
Yeah.
makes sure it's working, functioning correctly, who keeps it from being damaged, damaged it, who fixes it when it does get damaged.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Initially,
Thought.
the concept was that each lot was just going to have to store all of its own water. But then logic kind of came into it and realized, well, if the two sides, interconnect, if one side fills, then the other side can help with that. And then they do both have a throttled down small outlet. So, yeah.
I don't
Good.
think there's a problem with Marion and the current landowner. Easy to come to
Yeah.
the next buyers. And
Sure.
they don't get along so well because.
Absolutely.
See.
And that's where if the relationship for any owners were to break down and that outlet no longer makes sense, they have legal other options through the stormwater easements and so forth. So drainage easements, I should say. Okay, so let's talk about the motor room. Okay, so one, the motor room exceeds building setback requirements for I-1 zoning. Two, that property line is going to be have landscape buffering. Three, the motor room is proposed with a muffler already. And four, I'm almost positive we could get specs from the supplier on this generator to prove that sound levels will not exceed whatever the decibel requirements at the property line.
The hospital grade buffer.
Pardon?
Hospital grade buffer.
Yeah. So Scott gave me the story that he was
What's
out.
the purpose of putting it put over there instead of behind where the proposed office is? Just curious. If it's so quiet, why isn't it next to their campus instead of put over to the side property?
Long story. Good question. I'm using the motor room heat to heat the building. Help heat the building.
So you would think that you would want it closer to your building.
Well,
No?
the 120 by 120 is the primary building. So he wants the motor room attached to the building. He can't put it on the south side because that's where he's adding on. He can't really put it on the west side because that interferes with the staging area. I'm sorry, the west side would be setback lines. The east side would be the staging area. So I don't think it was set to the north because he was trying to buffer himself from the sound. I think that was the most logical location for it, especially with the loading dock being there. And Scott gave the story. He was at a chicken barn, which does not have the same level of install that this one will. And he couldn't hear the generator just because the fan was running to air out the generator, the power room. Like the fan was louder than the generator. It was that quiet, was my point. So yeah, the new generators are very
Foresee
quiet.
that being a question and rings.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate you pointing it out because none of us thought about it, but I do think it's going to be a non-issue. So do you guys feel confident in that? Okay. And then trees in the drainage right of way. I mean, the trees are on. Yeah, I hear that. However, if you look at the site, we and I appreciate David and Marion both wanting to do this. They wanted to get a lot of good buffering in because this is kind of a mixed use area, a lot of landscape buffering in, and so I think this is the ideal place for it on the site. Yeah, I mean yeah.
Maybe avoid it where your aisles are crossing.
If it's solid house, I don't think
You don't want to be a big deal on the way down the road.
Which these are for like, wow, lost the word. The opposite of deciduous tree. Evergreen type of tree, which coniferous, there you go. So yeah, like thankfully they're not like maple trees or whatever that's super aggressive and with the root systems. So
you might add any attorney input for that.
yes, we will.
This time we over.
Absolutely.
Which one actually proposed?
Yeah, we will. Is the 90-foot turning circle sufficient, or would you like to see the truck actually?
I like the track.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yep. So politely requested. I think is that everything?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thanks, guys.
That was very well done, by the way, Claire.
Hey.
It was similar to when Taylor did that with you around. I had to tell my brain it wasn't one.
So, Linda and Ernest Hopkins, for Milton Township, section 1, Township 36 North, and 11 East, so A1, located north of 2160 South, 1150 LaGrange, application is for proposed one lot area plat. Proposed one lot area plat. I don't know if you received a copy of where the prices were combined. Show wetlands on plat, there's building on the main road. From the new property line, with my questions.
Note the flat and the lot.
Do what now?
Note the flat and the lot
Ah,
of the one that's currently out there. in the
yep.
And then label the blue dash line.
Mm-hmm.
Label the Harrison Monument at the corner of 36, 37, 11. Or did I write that? Oh, it's just not labeled,
Yep.
it's like, which corner it is.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Show the drive and note that there's no more drive left.
Okay. Show wetlands. The building, the remainder is going to be removed. So it does not currently meet setbacks. It's going away. Would you like me to show it and show it to be removed?
Yes, please.
Okay. Zach.
They addressed them already.
This is one that it is A1 zone. And so there was had to have the 2 acres and had to have the remaining 15 acres and then combine the parcels. These are already platted lots. Is there any reason we can't reconfigure them any way we want to because they are already residentially, quote unquote, platted lots and not a meets and bounds parcel?
Good question.
So what are you asking there?
So we told the person who's buying the remainder and combining them that they could not split them anymore. It had to be what it was. They wanted to create 2 more lots.
So-
And I said, we told them no because of the rules. And I thought, well, they're already a platted lot.
No, they need to be combined.
Okay.
It needs to be combined. That's how it was presented for the variance.
Okay. That's because of the variance.
Correct.
Okay.
They need to be combined, and there is no splitting of that 15 acres, and I think everybody knew that going into this process.
Okay. I just wasn't sure, and I knew that going into the process. I just wasn't sure if there were already platted lots in the A1 zone, if they could be reconfigured because they were already platted lots, if they had to.
Would it be a big plat?
So this is not a platted lot.
This is.
Now it is. But this is not the existing platted lot that was there. She's changed the dimensions of it.
Yes.
Yes, so.
And the remaining ground is a platted lot.
So whatever.
Yes.
It's now changed, so she has to meet the current requirements for the ordinance. And so those 2, in A1, you can have a one-time split off, but now it's 2 to 5, before it was just 2. And you have to have 15 at least as the remainder. So that's and this was all one parcel is how it was presented, and she got her split off.
Okay. Even though it's already a platted lot.
Correct.
Okay.
What's the range for-
You could- not to be- At that time, it was under 2 acres. It's 2 to 5 acres, and she wanted to split off, I don't know exactly what it was now. Under 2,
She wanted at 2.
at 2.
Now we change it so we can go to the 5.
It used to be 5, sorry. Reading it backwards.
Yeah.
It used to be 5, now it's 2 to 5.
Correct, so.
Okay. So okay.
Out here, I think.
So this gets final approval, but I don't think it should be reported until we see that the lots, the remaining parcels been combined. She's gonna show the wetlands on the plat, and then make note of the building, she'll show it and make note that it's being.
After combining the parcel, what would the remaining acres be?
I think
2 acres, you'll have the remaining acreage,
15.
15. So,
Yeah, because it was a 10-acre lot 2 plus part of lot 1, which was a 13.96 acre lot. And they sold, oh, right here. 16.47 acres left over. Part of lot 2 and part of lot 1 of Minear's final plat is what the legal description will be. Less than
Lot
the
one of section 6.
yeah.
Any other questions or comments? You need a motion?
Motion to approve with the request. Is the best way to put it? Okay.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Moving on to the next one, we're in, for Larry Schorhorn, we're in Greenfield Township, section 15, Township 38 North, range 10 East, it's zone A1. Located at 7085 North, 375 East Cal, application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our one lot minor. I didn't have any comments on this one.
No, no more drinks. All I have.
No comment?
Basic. Acre cut off of a parcel of a farmhouse.
Alfredo had none. So it looks like everything was okay except for no more drives. We have a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Move on to Larry and Myra Miller, the multifamily disabled from Johnson Township, section 6, Township 36 North, range 10 East, zone A3. Located at 0350 East, 200 South LaGrange, application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our proposed one lot minor plat. I didn't have any comments on this one.
I asked to know the distance to the AFL.
I can add that on there for you.
I think it needs the, we surveyed this after.
The previous parcel line and then this new bit is 100 feet from the barns, but I can add that on there for you.
Is that?
Yep, that's it.
All they're doing is adding some land in the back,
Yes,
it's only changed from the original.
they want to put on an addition.
No, Fredo.
You are missing the set numbers for the amount.
Yep, and the perimeter drain's not shown on it, and there's some changes will be made to that to make it match the.
Yeah, the well.
They don't have a well yet. I think they talked to you about where the well is going. Would you like us to show the proposed well?
I don't think that's what happened.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was on the one.
That's good.
Any other comments? Any questions?
I don't think so.
We need to add what the health department needs, note the distance to the AFO.
Motion to approve with those.
Any other comments? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Move on to Ramsey and Geneva Lane subdivision. We're in Clay Township, section 15, Township 37 North, range 9 East, it's zone A2. It's located at 2605 West, 100 North LaGrange. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our proposed one lot minor plat. I didn't have any comments on it.
I just asked if the remainder is scheduled.
So it's a separate parcel. I'm not sure how or why because it's not a separate parcel by deed. The school has a lease over what that separate parcel is described. So
They're now getting.
technically, yes. The remainder of the parcel will be absorbed back into the person who actually owns it. So the school's getting the 2 acres they occupy as opposed to the 2 acres that they have lease over. How about that?
Makes perfect sense.
But that's why it doesn't match. We're making things match and making sure the school owns it now instead of just having a lease over it.
Okay.
Much bigger.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. On to Glenn and Vera Hirschberger in the Yale School. Lyon Township, section 35, Township 38 North, range by use, with zone 32, located at 4655 North, 150 West Island. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. I didn't have any comments on it, am I okay?
We have an additional question now.
Mm-hmm.
They come off of 150 West, don't they? Driveway wise?
They have a drive on 150 and a small drive off of 450.
They would right stuff on 150? They don't own the road. Sorry, do I know too much?
The right of way is given off of the quarter section line, which would touch the edge of the pavement on their side.
Does it? It shows that the pavement is not touching.
Well, I mean, you measure 25 feet off and it, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's existing. I can't stop it now. But yeah.
Yeah.
Can you show the drives actually a little bit?
Yes.
For the
Sorry.
reference? I didn't think about that either.
I thought they were on there.
Yeah, it's been passed.
They mainly use the one off of 150 for parking. It's the one that's actually limestoned and
Yeah, I can't remember a little bit. We're there a long time too. I've been there. That
across the road though.
across the road.
You mind showing the 2 drives real quick? Okay. And then just a question, Amber, on those 2 westerly monuments, those are on the section line. The BR Taylor Magnell found and the BR Taylor rebar set, that's the section line you had to pull out.
Yes.
Will they trade that? Correct. Okay, 'cause I'm gonna
There's a survey we recorded in 2019 for Kloffenstein's that show it as well. We don't show the road as traveled, but it shows our breakdown of that world. Yeah. But I reestablished, there's a lot of section corners that I calculated that are out in the field. Zach, I think you have this somewhere in your office.
Not gonna get
So I pulled old records and yeah, we spent a lot of time on that.
Okay, so it looks like the only comments or what we need is to show the 2 drives. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, and this was also parcel because of a lease and not by deed when we are creating it to be an actual.
All right, we're going to move on to William and Shirley Thomas, Johnson Township, 629, Township 36 North, range 10 East, which is on A2, located at 1780 East, 600 South, Wolfville. Application is for a proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our one lot minor plat. Owner certificate, check subdivision name.
What does yours say?
William Neal Thomas and Shirley. First edition is the default separation.
It says William Neal Thomas.
They're both good.
I'm not sure where.
Check subdivision name? Okay,
comment came from.
okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't correct it on mine and it's not correct somewhere else and,
That's on
okay,
mine.
sorry.
Maybe skip the line.
And so,
I mean, normally they're in all caps, so, and it's not here,
I have no idea.
so.
How's the property, rest of the property being accessed, sold to an adjoiner? Questions?
That was my question as well.
Mm-hmm. Zach, do you have anything before I address those?
Yeah, reading woods.
So the remaining woods is a separate parcel because it's now a classified forest. And it's being owned by these same people. And
Same people who are planning it?
the same people who are platting this. And so they're gonna access it through their own property. And I said, what about an easement? And I was told not to worry about that. So here I am.
They're Planning the house separate from the,
Classified for it. I think we need to have an easement because they can sell off the house
I know.
and leave the woods
Uh-huh.
to somebody else. So
Yep.
it needs to have an easement to access the rest of that.
approve this plat, we have these, approve that.
Uh-huh.
Never does it with the tree.
She agrees with us. I know.
So we need a easement to that.
Need an easement?
parcel.
Okay,
An easement to the remaining.
I will.
Why would they have to cut it off?
I mean, the classified forest becomes its own parcel
They're creating parcel for it.
anyway. And why we had to plat this,
That's what I mean, because the classified forest becomes a parcel.
that's what happens when I don't go to work. I don't know. And I was told not to worry about it. So
So now someone has to worry about it.
now somebody's got to worry about it.
One day they will change, 700 south to 600 south on the, that's up there.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was-
Oh, road's wrong.
I couldn't find it. I'm like, oh.
Sorry.
Alfredo, do you have any comments?
Is it right on the vicinity sketch? It is.
That's why I found it. I just looked at it, I'm like, 700, I'll go to that, I'm like, just a second.
Okay.
So we motion.
One quick question.
Mhm.
I just wonder what this little square was down here. Where they basically the 50-foot first goes back and touches that classified forest. Has like this 20 by 20 square.
I don't know.
Is that not classified?
And there's an additional dimension there for some reason.
And increase
That's what I was wondering.
by road and tree.
The rebar is set in, or is found
I just wondered what that
in a
20 by-
tree.
Oh,
20 by 27.
I,
dimension was.
yeah, I don't know. I would guess that there was original survey corners and then that little section was taken up into the classified forest. And we only went up to that point then for this
Yeah.
plat.
Not a big deal, I'm just curious for a minute.
The in tree, the rebar's in a tree,
Yeah.
maybe in a tree
No, I.
would be a better label.
No, I just go back through every time.
Mm-hmm,
So we need an easement.
mm-hmm.
And correct the road.
Yep.
Go ahead, and
Make us do bad guy. Motion with those requests.
all in favor, say aye.
Alright.
Motion carries. The last one for the Rhonda and Eric Sharp, Lima Township, section 27, Township 38 North, range 9 East, with zone L1, located at 5795 North, 210 West Howe. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. These are proposed one lot minor plat. Okay, I didn't have any comments on it.
Neither did I.
Okay, Jack?
All I'm basically doing is taking existing lots and making one big lot, correct?
Right, we're taking pieces of two different plats and combining it into one.
For its own house lot, correct?
Yeah, they wanted to combine the parcels and couldn't, and so we are, yeah. Al, they are currently hooked up to sewer. Yes, yeah, because, I mean, the house is there and there's a grinder pump, so do you still need a letter or, okay.
I wasn't sure they were still working it out.
They're hooked in.
Yeah, they're hooked in.
So you like it, isn't it?
Project pretty much done. Water's gonna be clear. There we go. Thanks for playing.
Is there any other comments or questions?
No.
Do we have a motion? All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Are we shuffling back?
Advance to Midwest.
I was standing up there, but I'm not quite sure what we're even looking at yet. I was just told to get here now.
Shame on Josh.
Oh, I know where we're at. Okay.
Not yet, we're still getting there.
We're still getting there.
We're back to the beginning.
Bye, Amber.
Yeah.
This is the one that's off of US 20 there. Okay.
There.
All right.
That
So
one.
we're in MJM Improvements LLC, we're in Bloomfield Township, section 20, Township 37 North, range 10 East, it's zoned, it's currently zoned U1. It's located north of 1485 East, US 20 LaGrange. Application is for a proposed 110 lot major subdivision. So here's the proposed subdivision. What's going on this parcel right here.
Is it all YouTube? Or you want?
It will be as of Monday.
Okay. Like, should it have?
It will be on U1 as of Monday.
Oh, because it's on the beneficiary.
So let's see. So I asked about some proposed covenants, HOA, label retention area, town letter for utilities, have wetlands been delineated, cul-de-sac needs a 60-foot right of way, why is the road at lots 30 and 31 shaped the way it is? Is this a question?
Oh, that's it for you?
Yeah, that's me, sorry.
Who owns the blocks? There's no access on 25 North outside the proposed road, so I'd like a no access easement maybe along those lots.
There's a landscaping buffer in there,
That-
but that's, you still have no access. I'm just talking.
You could just do slash no access, landscape buffer slash no access.
I know you're talking, but I have no idea what you're saying. I'm really hard of hearing.
Oh.
I've shot too many guns and blew too much stuff up, so like I don't.
Okay. I was like, am I not speaking? Okay. No,
I'm so sorry. Like
it's also, all of this is already sent, so it's not a big deal. Did you bring up joiners? Or not noted?
I didn't-
Okay, so I have a joiner. And then what about easements for drainage on side setbacks? It says on back setback. But then there's no way from the drainage to get to the roadways to the blocks. Along property lines. And then how to access the blocks for maintenance. And then it's supposed to be like, hey, neighbor number 15, going over your yard. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of comments on this.
okay, did Josh not address any of them
So, yeah,
or
and so really, your job here is to address our comments.
sweet? Okay, do you want me to get Josh on the phone for you real quick?
Nope, I do not.
Yeah,
What do you have?
that's all. I mean, it's hoping Josh will be here because we do have some wetlands that they're gonna be going through, how they're gonna be able to mitigate those. I assume they're gonna try to mitigate the section they're gonna be filling, or the wetlands are there, whether they delineate or not, they're gonna be there. I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
So put houses that wetland, that road, so how they delineated or moved off, and then block A, B, and C are mostly for drainage. How do you, is there a road to access that? Let's say somebody gets filled up and you dip it out, and or mow it, and or spray, or is there a walking trail? Is there anything like people access block A, or people only border it, can they get out on it? I mean, who enforces the rules out there, you know?
Yeah.
In that block A, block C, block B, who has the rights to use it? Does anybody in the subdivision have a right to use it? They can have access to it? Or is it just people that border it, and maintaining it? Just the wetlands and the blocks, and how you access those blocks, who maintains them, I guess is the biggest questions.
Okay.
And it's it'd be hard to prove plat, not knowing the wetlands are there, and then what's the delineation plan? I mean, you can't approve them building lots in a wetland.
Well, we're not approving it here. This goes to plan commission. This is just a
Yeah.
review or technical. It's a major plat, so it goes to plan commission for approval.
So it's, I don't know if it's, we don't have another meeting for the plan commission, do we? We don't have another one of these technical meetings for the plan commission. So, I don't know, do you use a recommendation, or we just say this, we need to have a plan commission, or do you wanna see more stuff? before we
Well,
go to
he has a
plan
week to fix them. If
Okay.
it's not fixed in a week, it's not going to the plan commission. So there, we all have concerns and comments.
Yeah.
Except for Alfredo.
commission?
It's a
Do
town.
you have the letter for them? They say they're going to provide water and sewer?
Water and sewer.
I believe that's gonna be connected up through the north, somewhere there on the north side of the property.
Really?
Yes, they are.
Wow.
And they don't want to annex.
You say this is a good opportunity for them to start, growing, and you say they miss. So, it's
But if there are more people on and more text, you know.
Is Josh aware of the comments already or
Yes, he was reminded yesterday about our meeting this morning.
sweet? Yeah, I was on my way to Howe to locate a house and he's like, where are you at right now? I was like, on 3 on my way to Howe.
So,
He goes, I need you to LaGrange office right now.
so, I guess he has a week to address those concerns, Robbie, is that?
Yeah, and so we'll send it back out for you to look at, and if you still have concerns, then it will go to the plan commission, so there's been a lot of comments made about how they access these blocks through drainage, there's no drainage easements, and I think that he should be prepared for, at the plan commission, to say that if this is an HOA, what type of covenants, normally, we don't have to see the full set of covenants until the secondary approval. But I think there's a lot of comments and questions that have been raised about the blocks. It was raised at the plan commission meeting, and they looked at it for a rezone. And again, this morning during tech.
And you also said something about side easements as well for utilities.
Yeah, there's no way to get to the blocks. So,
Okay.
And if you run pipes, you're just running over people's property.
And then
And there's no.
are
way
the
to-
blocks used just as a drainage detention, or are people gonna be able to access to, is there gonna be a pond there, or walking trail? Is it gonna be just people that border the block, obviously will have access to it, but then who owns it? Is it my right to kind of build a fire pit out there? Can I have a little campfire? I mean, there's gotta be some sort of rules, and then basically a drive, at least one nice drive to access it. Like, let's say there's big trees that grow and falls down. If a tree grows, nobody cuts it, it falls down, who cleans that up? How do you get back there to get cleaning equipment up to cut down the cotton with it?
Yeah, right now there's currently just lots that cover everything.
Correct.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I see now what you guys are talking about.
It's like a
landlocked parcel that who can use it, who
This-
rents it, who
This is
maintains
this is honestly the first time I've actually even seen this
it.
drawing.
You talk after your boss and tell them to bring you up to speed.
Yeah, well,
especially if you pedal the.
I don't like being thrown in this kind of situation. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that all these comments are addressed and I will get them to where they need to be.
Sounds good. We'll wait till the next week to see what they come up with. and go from there.
right, so,
If it's deficient, we'll see back here again, I guess, maybe.
yeah, because it's not gonna go to plan if it hasn't addressed all of the concerns, it's not going to.
Okay.
The wetlands, the blocks, and the biggest thing is your drainage easements across property. Realistically, if you have some access to those areas where your drainage is gonna be, basically, it's just a right of way, basically, then you wouldn't have to create this easement, but you will have to either take out a couple lots or shrink some lots somehow.
And from just overhearing conversations with Jim Raber, which is the guy that's going to be doing all this, eliminating a lot will probably be not very fun for him.
Well, I understand why they don't want to, but.
But
you gotta go
I understand
through
you have to be able to access those things as well.
You
So
have to go get a tract,
it might,
go back there, mowers.
yeah, it might just be one of those things you're just gonna have to suck it up and
Correct. At
Yeah.
least one access for each block of some sort to get to it.
Okay.
And driving through somebody's yard and property is not necessarily conducive to do that too.
Yeah.
Because people, if it comes out and say, how do I mow it there, and say, that's my property, it's like, you need pretty clearly defined how we're gonna access that and shown on the plat so people can find them.
Yeah.
And then I guess decide what's the, and is it just gonna be a grown up mess of cottonwoods, is it gonna be a maintained walking path? I mean, I don't know what the big plan is for these blocks.
yeah, I'm not quite sure.
So tech review comments are due a week from today,
Okay,
and so they need to be addressed. Lily will get it out to everyone to review again. And then it will go to the planning commission if all comments have been addressed.
okay.
So I would have you get a hold of us ahead of time if we have questions.
Okay.
Okay?
May I also have a copy of the comments as well? So I can make sure that we,
No, I don't have one that I haven't wrote all over.
oh, okay.
Really, it's just 3 or 4 things we have to address. The drainage,
Yeah, just the,
Drainage, paint the blocks, access the blocks. Bobby had that one curve.
She said you could have hers.
I appreciate it. Okay,
If not, has any additional questions, you know, call.
So this goes on to the planning commission as well as corrections and names. I have no other comments or communications for you. Do you have any other questions for us?
no, but I apologize for my lateness.
You know, it's not your fault, Eric.
Everything's my fault when you talk to Josh.
So I motion to adjourn.
What's it here?
All in favor, say aye. Meeting adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's all projections, America. They put on their weaknesses on me. They blame somebody else for the problem, so. The thing they accuse you of is probably guilty of.
I'm just,